Hello, tarot friends. I have completed the full tarot journal and I'm so excited to share it with you. I'm going to make this video as fast, like as little bit of time as possible. But there's a lot to get through and I want you to know how to use the journal. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start. This is just a little intro about me, but if you're in my membership, you already know about me. So welcome. If you aren't in my Facebook group yet, you can join there. This is where this video will be hosted. And the first thing we start with is The Fool's Journey Reimagined. It's created to focus on wealth building and financial success, as well as financial abundance and prosperity. Then we have the Major Arcana Quick Reference. So what you're going to do is take each of these cards and you're going to just put in, some keywords, some trigger words so you can remember what the cards are about and what the messages are. And you're going to do that for each of the cards. So those are the Major Arcana, and then we have the wands, the and then we have the wand court cards, the cups, and we just go on and on throughout the entire deck. And then each card also has its own page. So you're going to go through your entire deck, and no, you do not have to do this in one sitting. Please don't. You would probably be exhausted. But you're going to start with what deck you use, whether it's a yes, no, or maybe card. And if you've been to any of my calls, you know that I want you to choose what you feel the card is. If you're not able to get a clear reading, you can always Google what other people think the card is, but pretty much any card, if you Google if it's a yes, no, or maybe, each site's going to tell you a different answer anyway, so you might as well just trust your gut instinct whenever you pull this card. And then the message for your card, I do have some sample messages at the end of this journal I'll show you, as well as some sample affirmations, but I would love for you to create your own. You can do this on your own. You can do it using your books, your pamphlets, like your little white book that comes with your cards. You can ask ChatGPT for help. Like there's all kinds of ways you can do it. It's totally up to you. This box right here is about your gut feelings for the upright position of the card. This one is the gut feelings for the reverse position. If you flip the card over and it's reversed, a lot of times you're going to get a different feeling from it. Keywords for upright, keywords for reversed. You do not have to read reversed meanings. For the first 20 years of me reading tarot cards, I did not. I now will use reverses, but I base it on my intuition always. Not like, oh, this card's keywords are this when reversed. It's always about what I feel. Numerology meaning. So, for example, for the Fool, I put in infinite possibilities. You can put in whatever that number means to you, or you can look up what that number historically means. And then the imagery, you can put in a little message about the imagery, just again for a trigger to be like, oh, the Fool card is a person usually with like a little knapsack or whatever, and that is what the imagery is, right? They're on the edge of a cliff. They are walking. They are, they have a dog. Put in the imagery notes there. And so like I said, each of the cards has its own page. So there are 78 of those. I wrote the numbers out because a lot of you told me you have problems with Roman numerals, and I do too. So I figured just writing out the word would be better. Then we have card of the day. I only put one page in here, but I want you to print it out as many times as you need to. So if you need to do it 30 times, cool. Like whatever it is that you want to do. You're going to start with the deck used, the date, the moon phase, and then what the card is, your initial thoughts and what the card can help you with today, and then the guidance that you receive from the card. So you're going to fill this out in the morning, and then this part at the bottom out in the evening. And then this is a different page, a one card reading. This is when you're just pulling one card and doing a reading. Deck used, date, moon phase, and your mood, because the moon and your mood can affect how you are interpreting cards. This is something that is great to track. So ask your question here. Is it the Fool upright? Is it the Queen of Pentacle reversed? Whatever you're putting in here. And then what are your gut feelings? What are your initial feelings and thoughts? And then you can dig into your books, your pamphlets, ChatGPT, my blog, other blogs, YouTube videos, whatever, to get more of an in-depth message if you're not sure what the message is. I want you to trust your gut and learn what these messages are on your own, but a lot of you are just starting out, so I don't want you to like feel pressure to do that. I want you to know that there are resources available for you to use to be able to fill this journal in. And again, this page you can print over and over again. Now, the next few pages in this journal are for you to practice pulling two cards. The first step is to understand the meaning of each card by itself, which is what the last two pages are going to help you with, right? But then you need to understand what the cards mean when they're together. So these combinations that I've given here are just a starting point. There's 78 cards. I don't know how to do the math, but there's a bunch of possibilities for two cards to be together. So I just gave you some as well as the meaning. Now remember, the context of the question as well as the position of the cards in a reading will determine their meaning. I don't want you to overthink this. There is no wrong or right answer. What your gut initially tells you is what you should go with. So, tons of card combinations here. Two card meaning practice. This is where you're going to put card number one, card number two, what the first card means, what the second card means, and then you're going to answer these questions. What do they mean together? How do they relate? How are they different? Those types of things. And then you're going to put your thoughts in here. This is another good thing that you can do with ChatGPT. You could say, okay, these two cards were pulled together. What do they mean? Like, this is what I feel. This is what I'm feeling. This is what my intuition is telling me. But what do these cards mean when they're together? Always feed ChatGPT like your thoughts first. Don't just get a generic answer. It's not going to help you. Give it your thoughts. And again, this is any AI tool. You can also use books, that kind of thing. But I prefer the, you know, instantaneous answers of ChatGPT. But like, are they friends or foes? Would these cards be friends or foes? Now, the next thing is a two card reading. So this was two card meaning practice. The next one is two card reading practice. So deck used, date, question asked. First card, is it upright or reversed? Second card, is it upright or reversed? Message from card number one, message from card number two, and then how are they working together and what is the combined message? Here are some sample messages from the major arcana. And then we move into messages from the wands, the cups, the swords, and then the pentacles. And then, like I said earlier, we have some sample affirmations. These are good to get started with, but please, by all means, meditate and think of your own as well. These are for each of the cards. So we went through all of the suits. And then because I focus on financial success, wealth building, prosperity, financial abundance, all those things, I created some 3 card financial spreads. So, the path to prosperity spread, the financial blockages spread. It's really important to identify the blockages that we have with money before we're able to invite it and more of it into our lives. So, there's a few of you to work with there. And then I created a page for you, deck use. What's card number one, card number two, card number three? You can put in keywords, you can put in initial thoughts, whatever. And then you can put in this. Okay, what do they each mean in their position? What do they mean together? Right? And so that is the bulk of the journal. I hope that this helps you get started with using it, and I hope that you do use it every single day. Remember the pages that are just like this, you can print them off as many times as you need to. I just didn't want to make this like a 500-page journal, if especially if you are low on printer paper or ink. Just print it off like as you need it. If you want to do one a day for the whole month, if you want to, just print off 10 each, whatever, but you can print them over and over again. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm excited to see how this works for you.